Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Kathryn Mademann.
And I'm Lisa Richardson. And Kathryn, look at this great book, Lowcountry Boyle, I just found on the shelf here at the brand new renovated Bluffton Library.
And isn't that appropriate? And also, look at what I found. I have Kathryn Wall, who's also an author here on the island of Hilton Head. So today's show, we're going to sit down and meet Amanda Brewer Dickman, who's the director of Beaufort County Library Systems, and she's going to talk about, they have 5 libraries here in the county, but also they renovated this one in Bluffton. And then we're going to sit down with Jared Fralix, who's the Assistant County Minister. And there's a lot going on in our community. We're going to learn about the American Rescue Plan Act, and there's so much to talk about.
And learn how it affects us right here. So stay right here. We'll be back with 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak. .843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
And welcome to 843 TV. We are excited because we're in the brand new renovated library in Bluffton, and Amanda here is the director of the county library systems. She's going to share with us all the great changes, but first of all, tell us about your role.
Well, I am proud to be the library director for Beaufort County Libraries. That means I get the responsibility of overseeing all of our 5 locations and our 2 bookmobiles. So it is a pure passion of mine and something I've been doing for about 15 years now, and a pleasure to have started in Beaufort County and now being the head of the top, so to speak.
Nice.
You know, being in the community, you forget about our libraries. And in today's world, everything's very digital. And as I was walking in fact, here's a local author, Kathryn Wall, and she had a bestseller, which so congratulations to that. But when we walk in, you just feel like nostalgic, you feel happy, and this beautiful new space that the library has created, this is a wonderful place to come in. If you have a couple of hours to sort of get absorbed, this is where you need to be, I think.
For children and adults. So let's talk about the space and the changes that have gone on.
Well, sure. The modern public library is an experience. It's a place where you can come and sit. It's a place where you can use computers or Wi-Fi. It's a place where you can meet if you have a nonprofit group that needs to meet. It's also a place where you can pick up books like the ones you found right off the shelf. We're a place that has just about everything you could possibly need and friendly and helpful staff to assist you with whatever you're looking for. But about these renovations, Bluffton Branch Library is 20 years old. And a lot of people don't think about it being 20 years old because they imagine it was just built. But after its 20-year mark, there's some things that just needed sprucing up, much like you would do at your own house. So we first addressed the growing population in the county with our families and younger patrons, our littlest readers. We wanted to give them more space, so we doubled the size available to them in the children's library. And then for our adult readers, we wanted to make it more convenient for them to access their books. So we moved the adult collection to the front of the library so they can easier access their large print and their local authors.
I have to say, speaking from experience, I brought my kids when they were little to this library, and this was the space, and now to see it flip-flop. So it's kind of neat for me to see this transformation, and I won't say how old my girls are, but they're definitely out of the children's library.
Well, that's quite all right. Some other things that we added were we wanted to make sure our shelving was more clean and inviting. So no dark woods, very light and opening to capture the natural light that we have in this beautiful location. And then we also wanted to provide durable, long-lasting fabrics on our chairs, making sure that they were perfect balance of comfort, but also long-lasting. And so we updated the floors, the carpets, and then we also have some shelving on wheels now, so that if we ever need to move things around again, we can just simply rotate them on their wheels.
That's exciting. I mean, it's a wonderful idea, and I think what I want to share with you also, when we walked in, right out here, they have the computer, so you can have that ability if you're doing any research, and if you're studying, if you're in school, this is a great place to come and get quiet time. But let's talk a little bit about the children's section, because it's really beautiful. In fact, we'll go over there in our next interview. The space and the programs, what are we doing for that?
So we are fully launching back into post-COVID programming. We haven't had in-person programming just out of precaution of not wanting to we want to make sure we provided a safe environment for children and their parents. But we feel comfortable now in beginning some socially distanced in-person programming, and so you'll start to see those added to our calendar for this branch and our other branches. So story times, special programs, National Library Week's coming up, and we're excited about planning and dreaming some exciting things for our little readers and our adult readers as well. Also, one of our big things that we host every spring is free tax preparation services. So thanks to our partners, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance of the Lowcountry, as well as AARP, we have the ability to offer free tax preparation at each of our branch locations.
It's about time for that now, right?
That's right. And so it's free of charge, it's completely volunteer run, and the dates and times will be posted on our website very soon.
It's hard to believe we have to talk about that now,
I
don't
know.
we? So, the library has always been a resource for the community. And what are we thinking for the future? Have you had some ideas?
Oh, I have plenty of ideas. I'm excited to see what we're going to do as our community comes back to life, as we start to see what will be new and different. Our public library will continue to balance the physical items that you hold plus the digital, because we've seen a demand for that as well. So we'll continue to respond to the community as we see what the community needs.
Let's talk about the Bookmobile. That's always a fun thing when you see it going out.
Yeah, the Bookmobiles was something that I actually got to revive before becoming the director. So I've actually been behind the seat.
You've driven the Bookmobile.
Yeah, that was my job to drive both of them. We have one that serves the southern part of the county and one that serves the northern part of the county. And they visit daycares, after-school centers, assisted livings, and even neighborhood stops. They also get to be in parades and big events like the May River Festival, or upcoming we're going to be in the Hilton Head St. Patrick's Day Parade. So it's just a fun outlet. Bookmobiles are the place to be, I tell you.
Sounds like the job to have right now.
I love that.
It
But
is.
I also want to mention, when you think about a Bookmobile, do you have the latest sellers? What kind of authors and book titles do you have?
So
on
the
that?
Bookmobile specifically is stocked with the best of the hot and popular. We rotate that collection quite frequently to make sure that we have the best of what's hot and on demand.
And when someone, can they just visit it? They can take a book out for how much time?
So our new books are a 2-week rental, and then anything that's not a new release is 3 weeks. So if you check something out from the Bookmobile, it can be either returned to the Bookmobile or one of our branch libraries. So we try to be very convenient about that.
Speaking of checking out, getting a library card is exciting for kids, but what is that procedure? How old do you have to be for your child, and what is required to get a library card?
Library cards are free to any person who owns property or is living in Beaufort County. All we need is proof of address and your name. You can even sign up for one online on our website. But you have to be 4 years old to get your first library card, and then beyond that, the sky's the limit.
That's so
is
cute.
great. Well, Amanda, it's been wonderful to meet you, and please, I encourage you to stop by the space. It really is. It feels good. You walk in, you just feel really good.
Fresh and new. Yes.
And we'll be right back with more 843 TV.